Hari Om everyone. Today's contemplation shloka from Jnana Karma Sanyasa Yoga 4.7. Yada yada hi dharmasya glānir bhavati bhārata abhyutthānam adharmasya tadātmānaṁ sṛijāmyaham. Whenever there is a decline in righteousness and an increase in unrighteousness, O Arjun, at that time I manifest myself on earth. Yada yada, whenever. He certainly, dharmasya of righteousness, glānir, decline, bhavati is Bharata, Arjun, descendant of Bharata. Abhyutthānam, increase, adharmasya of unrighteousness, tadā, at that time, ātmānam, self, sṛijāmi, manifest, aham, I. Yeah, let us give our understanding, what we understand from the shloka. Who wants to go first?
Yeah.
Yes, please, Santosh. Yeah.
Okay. So, what I understand from this shloka is, what Krishna says here is, see, whenever there is a avanati of dharma, like, see, we have a different understanding about the word dharma. Dharma is not a religion. It's about, a kind of, process which is being followed. Even in Prakriti, if you see, the dharma is about, whenever there is a, now we are in summer and again we'll get a rainy season and again there'll be a winter season and again we'll have a rainy, again summer. I mean, the cyclic process of the Prakriti comes under the dharma. Whenever, that is one example I can take it. And whenever there is a disturbance in this dharma, say, for example, I, being me as a human being, I have certain dharmas to be followed. When I say dharma, in the sense, I have my own dharma as a being a son, as a being a husband, as a being a a brother or a sister, whatever it is, and also to the society, what is my dharma? When I am not doing that dharma, that is again adharma which I am following to that. Which means whenever there is a adharma, okay, so I will take a reincarnation and again I will actually come to save the dharma, is what Sri Krishna says. From the perspective of, in my daily life, what I can say is, yes, there is certain, as I was mentioning, I have a dharma of doing certain things in the proper way, like, I have to do all that pancha yagnas, deva yagna, pitru yagna, rushi yagna, bhutha yagna. I mean, that I need to follow accordingly. And then the karma which I need to do it with righteousness and according to the dharma. Is what I understand. Yes, I've done, Shubhaji.
Okay, Santosh. Isha ji?
No, I have a question with Sarvanji. Sarvanji will actually ask me some question. I want Sarvanji to ask me a question because I love it.
Why did even dharma come into picture?
No, because see, whenever I say dharma, right? We for example, I say, whenever I stand in a signal, my dharma is to follow the signal rule. Okay, what I do because of my getting late and I skip that signal and I go and I may pay fine sometime or tomorrow. Okay, but because of my issue, I follow adharma there. For me, things should be very easy. Certain things in dharma, right? Whenever I try to do dharma, yes, the road may be longer and you may have stones and thorns and that. In that way, we always, the human nature is to go on the shortcut way. Okay, So we need to bypass, we need to not bypass, we need to stick to the dharma and follow the path. This is what I understand.
So, when someone does dharma, I think at least now that we are in this Gita satsang, we are talking about dharma. But for someone who is not in this, in satsang, sometimes you go and ask them like, hey, you know what, like I need to go. They may not even realize that.
Correct.
Right? And
no, even that realization was not there with me when before I joined the satsanga, you know. I was just behaving like a common, you know, like avidya. I mean, like, you know, not viveka. I was not having proper viveka. I mean, I want the things to be done in a shortcut way. Even if I go to any places, right, I used to bribe. I want to get that thing done. That's it.
And things were getting done?
Things were getting done. Why? Because we pay money. and you know, because there everybody, any of government offices you go, and now at least I fight. No, why should I pay? There is a procedure. And if I ask you example, you know, yesterday I was filling form for one of the Seva Sindhu portal, okay? And then that person is asking 450 rupees for one application. When in online I can pay for 50 rupees. Why I should pay 450? He is saying some 101 question that this is that. No, I told no. I'm not going to pay. I'll do it through the proper channel only. Let's see. Let it be delayed for one week also. No worries. I mean, earlier I would have definitely, you know, I would have paid, hey, who want this thing, you take it and get it done. But this time I wanted to through the proper channel.
So now that you started doing how so it gives you that peace that like you are following dharma while the rest of the people they are still going with their own.
The rest of the people are going with that only. Even one more example, you know, Friday I went to BBMP office. I was on to get one extract for my loan purpose. Okay, there they told no, we don't have book only. Okay, I went again after 1 week. They told you give a letter. I have given a letter, and again I went after 1 week. There it was so awkward for me that, you know, I'm going. Nobody is there to respond. Neither they have proper phone number. See, I have to go all along 8-9 kilometers in this you know, in the summer wearing helmet and taking the two-wheeler because there, you know, there is no proper this one. Those people are not concerned about how you come, what you do. They are no, we don't have proper this one. You can come, sir. We'll call you whenever the books comes to us. We'll call you and give you. It was been 15 days. Still, I am very patiently. What happened? First, I went to first level. Then I told, no, it is not there. Then I went to second level. Now, I directly went to a assistant revenue inspector, revenue officer. And I gave the letter, sir, this is what it is happening. And again, if he is not acting, again, I'll go to next level. But here, I am not, you know, I am following the dharma only. I am not, you know, going to bribe them or whatever it is. Let it be, let me take another, you know, 15 days or 20 days also, no worries. But I wanted to do it accordingly only. It would have been a different case if I would have been in a normal era without this satsang. I would have given that take 1,000, 2,000, get it done. That's it.
So, do you get this question anytime? Like, why is it like this? Why can't things be perfect?
No, because see, the society has been made like that, right? I mean, it's not.
So, but you didn't get that.
If we do the change today, might be tomorrow. You know, that will definitely have an impact on the society as well. First let us change ourselves, and then we'll see how exactly the society will.
Okay.
This is the first step what I have taken.
Okay, I will come to this question later again.
Sir, I had a question on this. If I can relate it to what Santosh ji said. See, what may be adharma for me may not be an adharma for the other person. Like, for example, that BBMP fellow, I am doing my duty. I am doing whatever I can see. I am also sitting here the whole day. You come tomorrow, you come day after. He will keep saying, for me, I feel it is adharma. But he doesn't realize it is adharma. So where do we draw the line? What is dharma and what is adharma?
No. See, for example, if you say the BBMP person, whatever I go, he is very, for his life is very easy, I know. The reason is he has got a scanned documents in his computer, in his system. Okay, but he don't want you to see that. Problem is that he's expecting something. Okay. And if I ask him anything, why you can't do? If I raise my voice, he'll say, sir, go to officer, sir. If she is sitting inside, you can go and talk to them. I mean, immediately they say that. And then what happened? Immediately I should approach the next level. Here there are two things. Either because we can easily make out, especially in BBMP offices or any government offices you go, right? People are least bothered about the things. Okay, they are least bothered.
Yes,
And
that's what I wanted Vijay sir to tell me. How do we know what is dharma and what is adharma? Because for that BBMP fellow, he feels that he is doing dharma only. He is doing his duty. So how
What
do we?
duty? Asking for bribe is his
Yeah,
duty.
he may think I have a mouth to feed. See, these are the things they tell us when we go to their office. I have a mouth to feed. You guys are sitting in big houses, IT companies. Come, give me bribe.
One
Openly
person
they
asked
ask.
me directly, Shubhaji.
Openly
Okay,
they ask.
yes, one person asked me directly last year. Sir, you have to give me. I told why I should give you. Then he told, see, I got an accident, and see, I have my tablet expenses is 5,000 per month.
Yes.
I have kids. I have this one. The government whatever pays is less. They'll openly
that story is also there, and the other side, audacity is also there. You have to give, otherwise I will not get it done.
Yes.
And he will make you go for 10 times, 15 times, like that. It is like they feel that it's their right. So where do we draw the line? What is dharma and what is adharma? For him, it is dharma. That's what he says.
No. Okay. So after coming to Vedanta, right, there is no other. I am, it is me. Okay, and everything is around me. And it's about like, it's like the way I take is every situation is like a question in a test. Okay, there is no victim mentality at all. I have become a victim of of BBMP. No.
No. Here it is the question of victim. See, here the question of righteousness. That's it. See, even when you talk from the Vedanta perspective, yes, there is nothing. Everything is one. Either you can, in that way, it's again your mind. It's again, it is left to your mind to decide that whether how do I handle the situation, whether you can handle by giving the bribe, or you can handle without giving the bribe, or you can just accept whatever they say and do according to your thought and according to your thinking and whatever your mind says.
Okay, so we can also consider to look at it this way, no? See, what is fundamentally what is dharma? Fundamentally, when you ask what is dharma, it is a way of how you conduct yourself, right? It's an action. Yes. So right now we are speaking. So this is also action. Or you drink water. It's an action. You talk to your family members. It's action. So all through the day, you are doing some action. You are in one or the other activity. So how do you determine whether whatever you're doing, is it dharma or not? One of the simplest way to look at it is not the activity, it is the attitude behind the activity, and whether at the end of the activity, how you are feeling. As an example, very simple example, in the case that Santoshji just now narrated, if say Santoshji had bribed and Santoshji had got it done, it would have been okay if Santoshji was able to accept it. So when there is no worry about it at all, okay, I've bribed, it doesn't matter, it is okay, I got my job done. However, what is the repercussion of what is the behavior is promoting? It is like, as an example, a BBMP fellow, you bribe and you get something done. And, he's, let's say, for example, approving something. Today, our Bangalore city is a testimony of that. On all these water channels, buildings have come up. Because of that, water flow is not happening whenever it rains. Because all the lakes have been dried up, there is water shortage. So today, whether you and I like it or not, you and I have been silent spectators of this behavior system, whether we like it or not, because we are in a collective environment called society. You and I also will have to go through that. I cannot simply say that, oh, I have been conducting myself very well, and whatever that is happening is not my problem. So that fellow has mouth to feed, so I just gave him some money, and lo and behold, the same behavior tomorrow is coming back and biting me, right? So therefore, whatever the way I behave should lead to, first and foremost, I should feel completely at peace.
Yes.
That should not create a sense of conflict within me. Is it creating a sense of peace, happiness? That is the first thing that I should ask, whether something is according to dharma or not. Then, depending upon our own perception of, let's say, how much we can think, you can clearly see whether a certain behavior, what it will do. So when you are aware that something is going to cause, for example, like how, the current situation where, if you keep bribing, it can lead to disastrous situations. You know it. When you know it, better to avoid it, is it not? Sometimes, the situation may be so new, you may not be aware. So at that point in time, what is the best you can do? Let's imagine, a child who has never been to a government office goes, and that fellow puts the same sorry figure and says, my child is not eating at all, that's why I'm borrowing money from you. Now, that if the child is not even aware of the way to think about this, then the child may go and give whatever that fellow is asking for. Okay, and the child may give with an attitude of, okay, may it help. He's asking for bhiksha. Okay, he might have seen other beggars. So the child may think, oh, he's also another beggar, but sitting in an office, so he's giving the money. But as the child becomes aware of, its own actions and the impact of its own action on the society at large, the child will naturally have to modify its way of functioning, is it not? So therefore, dharma is not a constant fixated do and don't. I have to continuously be monitoring. Is it creating a sense of well-being within me and around me? Whatever that step that I'm taking, is it creating that sense of well-being? So with that kind of a simple question, whatever I do, I would be okay.
And I want to add.
Yeah.
Shubhaji, at least, so I very vividly remember this one question someone asked to Prabhuji. I'm like 45 plus, and you say that live by dharma, and like nobody has told me, and I have to learn now what is dharma, what is adharma, and like where do I start, right? And the answer was very simple, which is like it just stays in front of me all the time. I keep telling everyone, it's this very simple answer which nobody can deny, is like we all are born with clear knowledge of dharma, which is, will I like others to harm me? No, then I don't harm others. Will I like others lying to me? No, I will not lie to others. Will I do something that will I like someone doing things that will put me in a bad situation? No. That means I will not do something that others will have to go through in a wrong way, right? And what I see is this is real. I'm like life situation. I'm saying the number of situations that put you through that grind, I see coming down. So the whole question comes when you have to go through, right? When you want to walk that way, what I see is the path gets cleared. You don't have to go through the situation where like you have to face this. I'm telling you, really. So I like, people ask, oh, you know what, sir, you pay in cash. You don't have to pay tax. I said, no, it's okay. You give me the bill, I'll pay tax. Okay, it's okay. Right? Because the league rule says pay tax. And now it is as simple as, are you following dharma or not? Yeah, I didn't know that not paying tax is a dharma. I said, like, you know what, hey, whether there is this big debate that goes on in office. Oh, we work so hard and then government takes so much. So I tell them that, you know what, because government takes that much, we are giving you that much. If government is not taking you that much, you will not get this much salary. So it is already accounted for. But then when I try to outsmart the system, the system sends the one through the grind. It's saying that, you know what, why do I have to go through this? Hey, but go and analyze yourself. Did you pay tax? Okay, and also I like people try to buy a property. Immediately the seller says, you know what, sir, give me 50% cash, 50% white. I say, like, I have 0 black. I will do 100%. Otherwise, let's walk away. Big negotiations go on. And then what I saw is the situation happened such that, like, I didn't have to go through that black situation. And then I tell, so I see that, you know what, if you want to go through, the situation is made for you. It is like, do you have that wish that you want to go through that path of dharma? I feel like then the path gets cleared. All this trash gets swept out. Right? Another one, there cannot be a loss to you or gain to someone. If everything happens as per karma, okay, there cannot be a flaw. There cannot be a flaw in the design of the creator. Because we are worshipping as the superpower, like Krishna is the one, right? If we put the God in that highest state, he can never create or form a system which can have a flaw even for 0.00001% of the time. Right? Which means then I tell myself, if I have to go through which I don't like, maybe my karma that I have to go through it, let me go through it and like suffer. But then, like you said, right, you know what, they want to feed their children. I tell them, you know what, you cannot gain from me. Even if I give you, it will leak, it will go away, and it may come back to you in another way. If you had it in the right way and like you felt that like this is wrong, even if it goes through that guy, that person will not be able to sleep peacefully. And like we see, right, all these they have a lot of money and then they go through their own family situations, family problems. Simplest thing, they will go through so much of medical issues. Just money just leaks like anything. How much ever money one earns, it's like seems to be not enough. So so that is another point I just noted. I feel like there can never be a loss to you or gain to someone. Even so, as Vijayji said, sometimes, you know what, I give with what intent? I say, you know what, forget everything. I did the right thing. If you want, this is like as a beggar, you are asking, here is it. Okay, if it stays with you, make use of it. If it is not the right way, if there was some loan I took many lifetime backs from you, here is the repayment. If it is not right, it will anyway go away. Okay. Right. So at the end, this is what consciously I'm trying to do. That's why I said, like, only I exist, and every situation is a test, whether of my resolve. And like I try to see like that strength. To get that strength is my prayer, that, you know what, God, please give me that strength to continue to do the right things and not skip. Right. The moment I skip once, okay, done. I have to face it some other day, somewhere. It's like it's a mathematical equation. Okay, plus and minus. Finally, it has to be zero.
And I have to realize the most fundamental adharma is I behaving with a body and mind consciousness.
That is.
See, at the end of the day, why any question like this comes?
Yes.
Is what I'm doing correct or wrong? Why is that coming? Because I have a body consciousness. Okay, should I grab more or should I give more? Why is that confusion even there? Is all because I have to gain something or I'm afraid of losing something in life. So and why is that coming? Because I have a you know who I am consciousness. So in that sense, as long as I have that I am somebody consciousness, as long as I have a somebody consciousness, then in one sense, I am subject to this papa punya, which is what where all this dharma question comes, right? So I'm going to be subject to all these kinds of conditions because I think of myself as a somebody. So the true dharma is when I function as a nobody. That does not mean that as a nobody, oh, I see even that bribe asking fellow as God, so I will give him whatever he's asking. No, it is not in that sense. But now you can act with courage, you can act with confidence. You will be peaceful in whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Just to quote one very popular example, Narendra Modi had to decide to do the surgical strike. He did not shy away from doing the surgical strike just because those terrorists are also divine only. They are fundamentally. But their action in the world is not suitable. That is leading to more and more destruction. So, as a prime minister of a country, the role, he followed the dharma of that role. So therefore, you should ask yourself in that given situation, what is your role? What is that the best that you should be doing? And when you have a no-body consciousness, then you are not afraid of gaining or losing. So then you act out of that no-body consciousness. It's like, for example, the other day I was seeing this, our Tamil Nadu BJP chief, Annamalai's one of the talk. So he was talking about how the drug mafia is becoming so rampant, and he is so worried, and he was reaching out to people through his message. So one of the way you can think about it is, my God, why is he so crazily talking about these things? Because it is such a nefarious thing, right? People who are dealing with all this are not easy people. But what gives one such a courage? What gives or what gave Bhagat Singh the courage that it is said he whistled and he went to the gallows, and he was not willing to apologize. They would have given him his life if he had only said what I did is wrong. But it is said that he whistled and he went to the gallows happily. So what gives anybody such a courage is when
I'm not the body.
I'm outside of this body consciousness.
But Vijayji, when you say,
Yeah.
How do we handle this situation? Like, I went to BBMP office and I am not the body in consciousness. How can I handle? Example, I'm
You are
just asking.
playing a role. You are playing a role. You are the house owner, and you have as a house owner, you have to get these things sorted. And the path that you are following, where you are saying doesn't matter. I'm willing to come back. So you are going back. So now, if let's say there is a forum where you can go and complain, so that it can be accelerated, you may want to take that step. So it's a decision that you've taken to carry out your role in this way. There's another.
But you had also mentioned, like, it's again by end of the day how peace you are. What is that is not disturbing your mind, whether I bribe or whether I get it done. Ultimately, by
So realize every action that you do has a consequence. You are not owning the action, means it's something that may come and pass to your body. Just like how Sri Krishna had to die by that arrow, right? So just because he is God doesn't mean that he could escape that. He had to go through. So the body will go through its own whatever the consequences of various actions done in the past. There's no escape to that. But he is not bound. He is not owning those actions. Who? The inner being. So in that sense, you are in freedom. You are, see, Sri Krishna was in freedom even when he had to prompt Yudhishthira to say that lie. Right?
Correct.
He was at peace. He knew why he was doing what he was doing.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Got it, Vijay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like the way, at least to me, the way the Vedantic teaching works is make it a part of your day-to-day activities, and the subsequent situations will happen accordingly, rather trying to get an answer for a situation right now. I am facing this situation, okay, because no, at least I feel no answer like given in words directly you may be able to take it and apply, but if you get it in over a period of time, all your actions will happen in a dharmic way, and like the situations will change.
So once when there is no association or identification with your body-mind complex, there is no way that such a being will be able to perform adharmic action, because there is no more identification with a particular body and mind. Means what? That I am part of everything. So that feeling that I am in everything and everything is in me is not a theoretical feeling. It's the experience of life. See, there is no way you or any one of you as a mother or as a father would ever want to wish anything ill to any of your children, would you? Even in your wildest dream, you would always want only the best to happen to your child. You may be angry at times. You may be sad at times. Even in that extreme, your heart only wishes, may the best happen to my child. When you observe that from an outside viewpoint, your child may be doing adharmic thing. You may also be doing adharmic. For example, bribing the child. Do this, then I will get you this. But in your heart, you know that, okay, at least through this, let my child do well. Let the best happen to my child. So you see.
The intention is what makes the difference.
Yeah. So, Santoshji, I'll put it this way, right? Even so, when you are going through situations, just see, like, you are being forced to go through this path because they notice something wrong, something not following rules, this and that. Okay. Yeah. So that is another way.
After all, rules are made by human minds. Okay. So sometimes the rules may not be truly correct, So there's also that lovely story that we keep talking, right? During that 1927 Great Depression, apparently there was one old woman who stole bread from a bakery. And the judge found her guilty, and he asked, did you steal? She said yes. So then, according to law, she had to be fined. He fined her $100. Then he said, as a fellow human being, as a fellow citizen, I find everybody in this court to be equally guilty because, one of our fellow human being is not able to afford food and she's old. So you all have been fined $2, whatever, something like that.
Yeah.
And he said, okay, now with this money, you pay the $100, the rest you keep and pay for your food. So like that, man-made rules, law is man-made rule. We're not talking about law here. We're not talking about rules here. It is like how Saravanji said, how do I want to be treated in any situation in life? Okay, am I treating the others that way? First thing. Second thing, whatever the way I have conducted myself, at the end of it, what is the feeling that is left in me? Can I go to bed feeling light, or do I go to the bed carrying heaviness? Do I have a sense of anxiety, fear? What if I get caught? Right? So is lie a good or a bad? It depends. But generally a lie makes you feel heavy. Why? You have to remember. So truth always liberates. So in that sense, you have a very clear guidance, compass, always with you. Is it leaving me peaceful?
But Vijayji, when you say like that, see, according to, ultimately at the end of the day, if I am peace, whether I bribe or don't bribe, for me, to get the thing done because of my commitments and I don't have time to roam around the office. I wanted to get it done, okay, asking 100, 200 or 1,000, whatever it is, I'll give. And at the end of the day, I have peace. Okay. I'm least bothered about, whether I'm bribing him or I am not bribing him. Okay. Ultimately, my job is getting done. I have peace. And for me, I have better job to do rather than, roaming around the office. So in this aspect also, when I say that I am peace, is it okay?
See, whether I like it or not, with my conduct, I have created a certain situation in the society, and that situation will come back and haunt me also. Corona, whether I myself, allowed, or I myself did not eat meat or not, but I was, and I am, because part of the society, I am subject to these things, right? When, what am I doing? Let's say, for example, to reduce the harm that is being done to the animals. So I have to go through that, right? So therefore, it is impossible for me to act in every situation, in every problem of life. So therefore, there are some things that I have to say, this is all collective prasadam. It's a prasadam. During Corona, all of us are lucky that, we survived that. You could have passed away. I could have passed away. So now, what is that I can do? I have two choices. Be very angry, upset that, some Chinese created this. Keep yelling at them. That is one choice I have. What's the other choice? Become very anxious and worried. When will I pass away? What is the other choice? Whatever comes is prasadam. I have to accept it. I have no other choice. So in that sense, when I just to get my job done, I bribe and go away, doesn't mean that I have escaped. That's why who is escaping has to be very clear. There various kinds of situations will come which will affect the body, which may affect the the social circumstances in which I'm living. But am I internally getting disturbed, agitated because of that? Am I claiming the ownership? That's why I said the fundamental adharma is when I do with a somebody consciousness. You know who I am? Consciousness.
But ultimately, whatever you give, it come back. That's what you meant to say. Whether you bribe or you don't bribe. But that,
You will have to be. It will have to be.
Sometimes,
If you are in the dharmic path, and if you are in satsanga, the effect of it may reduce. There is no see, the law of the karma is the law of the karma. Even Bhagwan had to go through it.
yes. I see it this way, right, Santoshji? There can be two reasons. Let's say there is something legally not correct, but you have to get it done. Okay. Or sometimes let's say that you did everything right and you still have to give. I think it's a karma that you have to lose money. You have to lose money. It is like that. Say, so why are you fighting? Because I don't want to lose money. I have done everything. I'm not ready to lose money. You know what? It's the karma. Maybe something you gained in not the right way somewhere. Okay, in some life, not now. Okay, it has to go away. Okay, I give it done.
So ultimately, what I understand is,
But
if I am bribing today, it is my, fate that sometime I have taken something from him, and today I am giving it.
I'm lost.
I'm getting liberated, I'm getting liberated, and ultimately, as I can take this way, like how Vijay.
Yeah, liberation. Take it as liberation.
Yes,
But then
that's it. I can take it as a liberation.
It may come back to haunt you later. So whatever comes to you as a situation, then you cannot crib about the situation later. I've been doing all right things only, but still why this situation is coming? Many people complain like that. No, I am living correctly.
But Vijayji, that is always cause is first and then effect is the text, right? What one going through is the effect of some previous cause.
So what is the point?
So if he is going through now, it is the effect of some previous.
If he is going through now, but what I'm doing now, see, for example, in this particular situation, the one of the way you suggested is, okay, maybe sometime back it was earned in a wrong way or something like that. So now he has to lose. Okay, that is one way of looking at it. Another way could be that now whatever the action that is being performed is going to come back later in some other situation. Because, maybe it is not because of the past, maybe just to get the job done, I'm bribing now. So I cannot escape. I cannot escape.
I think, as you said, the only thing is we have to lean more towards the biggest dharma, which is I am not the body mind.
That is the only way you can be at free or in freedom in whatever the situation. Otherwise, it becomes so complicated to keep analyzing this.
Yes. So, Shobhaji, we have to draw a line ourselves that we are not the body, we are not the mind, we are not the intellect. That's what we take off, Shobhaji.
Yes. But at the same time, we can't escape BBMP also. Bitter truth.
Hey, remember the dialogue we did in the drama, Dharma Rakshati Rakshataha. Okay.
Yes.
You try to protect Dharma. Dharma will protect you next time.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That is
But the
correct.
same way BBMP also you cannot escape.
If at all something like that happens, I take it as, okay, you know what, something, some pending work, okay, pending
It is
thing.
the
I
experience
have to
that
go,
is talking.
I have to go through it, done. The next
I-
time is like, pray God that I don't want to go into such situation again.
Yeah, praying. Never you have to go there.
Everyone is scared of BBMP, I think. A similar
What
situation.
about Padmaji and Ishaji? We have been talking.
Yeah,
We
so
didn't give
I
them
went
chance.
through something like this in the passport office very recently. So I kind of thought, my thought process was like Santoshji. And it so happened that I and my husband, we both applied for Tatkal passport, okay? So we went and paid the Tatkal amount in that passport office. Now, when they were paying and when they checked my form, they did not find any discrepancy. They said, go to this counter, that counter, and then they sent me to the final counter. There, the lady is there. My husband got cleared with another guy, and this lady says, oh, I see a difference in the name that is given for you in one of the documents, the proofs that you give, no, for address and other things. So in one place, my father's name is full with my name, my father's name, and I also take a surname. So like that. And in another place, my father's full name was not there. It was just the initial. So she said that if I put you through the Tatkal route, you will, they will catch this and then they will not even tell you what is the reason you are not getting your passport. And then, so I will just put you through the regular route. Are you in an emergency to receive your passport? And then before I could think and answer, my husband came from that counter and he stood behind me and he said, no, we are not in a hurry. So I couldn't say anything. So I got it and we came home. And next day, my husband's passport, I only received, it came in courier. And then mine was nowhere in sight because apparently now I had to go to the police verification, right? So then I told my husband that, better go to that, because here in this apartment, that's what everyone does. They go there and then they all, before even they get an SMS, they directly go to the office and they give him something and they get the passport. So I said to my husband, why don't we also go to that office before they call us? We'll just go there. Okay. We don't need to bribe. Let us go there. Then my husband is saying, no, your passport will come. We are not going there. So 15 days goes by. So every day I am only thinking about the passport. He's received it, right? So obviously he's not worried. So there starts one fight also. Oh, you got your passport, so you are not interested in my passport. All this also is going on side by side at home. So finally I said one day, if you are not coming, I am only going to the police station. So then he said, no, don't go alone. I'll also come. So we both go. It is raining also that day. We went there and we parked the car and everything and we go inside. And so my husband went in and he said, yeah, so we have come for police verification. So the guy, and he had carried his passport. So the guy said, you have got your passport, right? So he said, yeah, but we are here for my wife's passport. So he said, okay, come in. And then we go and sit. And then my husband is having 1,000 rupees ready, 500 notes, okay, in his hand, but he don't know how to give all this. Okay, so then we are just sitting there. So I am seeing my passport on top of the table. It's there on the table where we are sitting. Okay, so he says, what do you do, madam? All the name, game, all this he asked. And then he started asking my husband, where do you work? And all the information he got. Okay, JP Morgan, VP, GP, all that. And then he said, okay, so madam, your passport will come home. Okay. So I said, it is already 15 days. I have not received it yet. So, and then I since I am like that, I said, is that my passport there in front of you? So then my husband is pressing my hand like, why the hell are you talking? Something like that. And then I am like really pissed off because I am seeing my passport. What is your problem in giving that to me? I can even stretch my hand and pull it. It is so near to me. So I go and say that. And then he's pressing my hand. Then suddenly he put that 1,000 rupees in his passport and then he gave the passport to him. I am like, okay, this is a place where I can't fight with you now. Because I said that, is that because as soon as I said, right, is that passport mine? The color of that face changed. Okay. So I am thinking that, okay, now some realization has come into that being. Maybe he'll give it to me. And then somebody from next to you give the passport. And then he just took the passport. I think he understood by the way he gave it. Why will he give his passport? So he just took it on his lap. He opened it and then he put that passport on top of my passport and then he just slid it towards me. And he said, okay, madam, good luck. And then I was so angry while on the whole way we didn't speak because I was like, why did you have to do that? I had resolved the issue. So ultimately then we started discussing and then finally he arrived at a solution what you said, Saravananji. Say, your passport got blacked because you had some karma with him. My passport became clear. That's what he said. So then I just kept quiet because, okay, maybe, I don't know. That's what I thought. Anyway, what was done cannot be undone. So in my mind, I thought, okay, if that karma comes back also, what you can do? There is no escape, like sir said. So you just tolerate it. I think many situations come up like this, I feel. Initially, I think the same.
It's always, you know,
No,
it
this
always comes, Padmaji, as you mentioned.
no.
Everywhere, you know, we behave like, you know, BMI only, body, mind, conscious only we'll do and we'll get the work done and we'll just get lost from there. And again, tomorrow, as Vijayji said, it'll come back.
There is no done. The game is not over at all. It is just
Yeah,
for
it is just
that
continuously
moment
going
done.
on.
It's never
Yeah.
done. That is the only biggest jnana you get here, and
Yeah.
like not the scene from outside. People, they just want to get done and keep moving, and like it just follows you and shows up in different ways. It's never done.
I don't know, but it's really sad. Like I feel sad now. Like why the society is like this, you know?
Yeah, so that was my first
Because
question.
like Santosh ji said, see how many times he's been going already. I mean, he's not mentioned if the problem is yet resolved. You keep going like this. Is there a value to what you are also making effort, isn't it? Towards being dharmic, and then you see constantly it is being rejected from the other side. You don't follow dharma, that is different, but at least someone who's approaching you rightly, you treat them right, is like what you said. How I want to be treated, at least you treat others like that. No, that's never there, I feel.
No, but Padmaji, that is where the other story that we always talk about, no, the scorpion and that saint. So the saint saw the scorpion submerging. He kept pulling it out of the water, and the scorpion kept on biting. So ultimately, the question was, okay, why are you doing this? You know, his disciple asked, why are you doing this? The master said, the scorpion's dharma is to bite, but why are you pulling it? My dharma is to protect. So there is no way that, you know, I can ever comment on the others. But at the end of the day, even that situation is a teacher to me, where there is something I need to realize far more fundamental. So, therefore, in that way of looking at it, it is not, again, I see what you say when you say sad, but there is nothing to be sad about there's something for me to learn from that situation.
Mm.
What is the next positive action that I want to take? Like Krishna said, okay, I don't want to see this, so let me see what is the best I can do to help protect dharma. So Krishna comes into you. See, why are you doing satsanga? Why are you spending all this time teaching children? Why are you going and doing all this Bhagavatam now? So that is dharma awakening through you. That is what dharma means.
I just feel that these things has to be inculcated from very little, because it is very
Absolutely,
difficult to
absolutely.
change later on.
Yeah.
Once you are used to something, it is not easy to change.
Yeah. So somewhere somebody has to begin. So dharma is waking up through you, is getting flourished through you. Glānir bhavati bhārata. So abhyutthānam adharmasya. When Krishna says, I will come, doesn't necessarily have to be in his own one little form, right? One single form.
Yeah.
He's today, many people in India are talking about Sanatana. Many people are talking about, okay, so we have to follow something far more fundamental in life. All this running behind money is done. Many people are talking, at least a lot more than maybe say 15, 20 years back. I hope.
Yes, definitely, sir.
So it is the awakening.
Yeah, I think it is more visible also to you as what is happening, what is changing around. You can see it also.
Yeah.
So the other 2 points I have is every situation is there is only you. Still, there is only you.
Yeah.
And every situation is just a test to see how far you are. And there is no victim at all. You cannot be victimized at all. You can. It is, if I'm putting blame on the world, then I need to go and introspect to see. Again, going back to the morning session thing, is the jada outside more powerful to influence my peace? Unless I give that power to the jada outside, the jada has no power to influence me. So that means if it is disturbing me, then like I need to go introspect and like why, right? Like I'm the only one. This world is not real, and like what is that clarity that is missing? That why am I getting disturbed? Maybe I have some expectation on the outside thing, and that's what we keep learning. There is no other for me to expect from. That means I am powerless. The other has more power, and this, since the other is not behaving the way I want, so I am disturbed. Right? So
voice is breaking. It is for me or what? I don't know.
No, I'm able to hear Sarvanji clearly.
Okay, might be.
Yeah.
Yeah, Santoshji, I want to just repeat again.
Okay, might be.
Santoshji, I want to let me repeat again, because this is what we actually did in the morning also. There is still there is only you, and the world outside, what we learn and like what we understand is not real, and only you as consciousness is the sentient being, right? While the world outside is jada. Okay, unless I give power to the world outside, it cannot have influence on me. Okay, so it takes us back to the question of what is my clarity? How is that I'm expecting the one outside me to give me what I want? There is no other to give you what you want. You are the one. That's it. That's the learning. Our learning. Finally, it's you are the one.
Yeah, ultimately, see,
You cannot say that I am not this body mind. I am
when,
very clear, but I am sad. I am upset. I am fighting this BBMP because they are not following dharma. They are not behaving. It's that, which basically means like I am being victimized. I am a victim of them.
No, but having said that, I feel like what Sir said, no, okay, you are forced to give, you have no other choice but to give. But you can always exercise that if there is a redressal complaint, redressal where you can go and address it, at least that should be done collectively and should be at least approached, and because everyone is facing this, right? It's
Okay.
not just one person
So
saying
the way I
Actually-
see it is, right?
actually,
The way I
Ah.
see it is, so I kept thinking. Then I realized, I think that it came during. It was supposed to be one of the dialogues in that skit, that the world is not real. It's not perfect. And if it is perfect, you will never even think about Brahman. Brahman. The reason why you are here is there is suffering. The suffering is coming from BBMP. If not for BBMP, you will not have suffering, and you will never come and sit in this class. It's like, hey, everything I just go, I give the form, I get approved, and like I can buy as many properties as I can. I can do whatever way I can. It's like, right? If there is no suffering, why are we here?
Actually, I think next kid you should involve this BBMP. Somebody of us should be BBMP person, and then we should publish it in YouTube on many channels so they can see. That can also
No.
be one way.
Actually, Padmaji, there are people now. Actually, after Friday's incident, what happened? I was thinking, I got other channel. There are brokers who directly come to my house, take my papers. He will take 1,000 or 2,000 extra. He will go on behalf of me and get the things, and he will come and hand over it to me. Full peace, no worry.
No,
Only thing is,
no, that is wrong, Santoshji. I have an
no, that's what I'm
experience
telling
to
you.
share
I mean,
there also. There is one guy who took money from my husband and never came back also.
Atmaji,
it
that is
happened.
the
It
pending
happened.
loan from many janmas.
Whenever we think there is other channel.
No, I told my husband, see, now this is your karma. In the passport office, it was my karma. Now this is your karma that guy even ran away with you.
Yeah, so coming
So-
back, right? So as you said, you do the redressal and all these things. See, that we should just play it as a role in the drama. We are playing, or we are all, if you are playing all the roles in this world drama, then just do it. But it shouldn't bother you that like I lose my sleep and like I'm just talking to everyone like, oh, this BBMP is like, well, I have seen when one goes through it, that is the topic for few weeks or months. Right? There is nothing else in the world like, oh, these guys are like this. This is what happened. It takes over the life for some time.
No, in my house, no, that's what I learned. Like, see, I at least process it. But my husband, no, he'll say, oh, don't worry. I will get that money from another source. And then he'll go and sit in the laptop and start his talks. So I'm like, okay, money is balanced here. So yeah, I think, see, that's something I learned from him, like to see it. He's never worried about see somebody took and run away, and then he tried to contact. We did 5-6 times, and like somebody told Santoshji, this guy said my child is very serious in the hospital, and I had to use up that money. I cannot return that money to you. All this he said. So, okay, we just came to a conclusion that, okay, that money was at least put to some good use. You did not just steal for the sake of stealing from me. So, okay, it's okay. Just then this, we just said a prayer to that child because it should work in a right way for him. Like you said, Sarvananji, that they will not be at peace after taking it like that. Right? So, yeah, this only prayer we could do was, okay, let the child heal faster with whatever he took from us. That's what we can pray for. So yeah, there is a learning in all this, but yeah.
Like it
Learning
learns
what I take home is from Vijayji's class today. Whatever you give, it will come back. Whether you give, you can do adharma or dharma, it will come back to you. By
Yeah.
conscious or unconscious. That's it. You
Yeah,
should be ready to face. You should be
yeah.
ready to face. So in that aspect, when I think as I am not the body, I am not the intellect, I am not the mind, then I follow dharma, whatever the dharma is. That's it.
Hmm.
And that's why
So
Krishna says,
happened.
Yoga Kshemam Vahamyaham.
Yeah.
You keep walking, there's no way that I can work out all the complex connections. So Yoga Kshemam Vahamyaham. Krishna, that's all.
It's so I want to share whatever comes back on that note. My aunt was working with Canara Bank, and 20 years back when she was in the cash counter, 40,000 extra cash went to one person, and she knew who got it, and she tried to contact him, and he openly denied it and never gave it. So after that, she had to put that money and she just closed it. But after 20 years, recently, he came back to the branch and said, 20 years back, I took 40,000 from this particular cashier. She asked me, but I never bought, I just took it because I needed that money. So I never gave it back. But after 20 years, I want to know who that person is and return back the money. By now she has already retired, and she was not in that branch, but somehow he came every day to that branch persistently and said, I have to return this back to her. It belongs to her, and I did a mistake. So the bank ultimately knew who it was, and they contacted her, and she got that money back. So whatever, so that's something very surprising, because what goes, it doesn't come back.
Yeah. No, that's what at in one point, how you see it, how you perceive it. You can perceive it as your past karma that has come, or it can be your current karma, whatever it is. You have to face it. It comes back to you, definitely.
Yeah, Santoshji, one last phrase I would say, if you want to end in a nice way, as Vijayji says, right? Have Krishna, right? Just say Krishnarpanam. It's all taken care of. If you can remember and say it, and it doesn't come just like that, though.
Correct. Yes.
Thank you.
Hari Om.